Well, welcome everyone to tonight's presentation. It's today for me. You're either here live or possibly watching the recording, but my name is Casey and I am your host. And I'm really excited because I'm going to talk to you tonight about some things that can change your life, and how you want to apply it is totally up to you. This is completely to help educate you. This is not to convince you about anything. It's solely to educate you. So I'm going to start out with just kind of sharing my journey. This is me and my mom, and I started Isogenics just to lose a couple pounds. I wanted to lose 10 pounds. Now, when I released 12 pounds, I had more energy than ever before. I went from living on Red Bull, coffee, Diet Mountain Dew, to really no energy, being a night shift nurse. I had to research these products and see why I felt so good. I did not research it before, but I was doing all kinds of horrible things to my body. So, you guys, I was a nurse for kids with cancer, and I was watching them lose their lives. And the more I learned about cellular cleansing, the more I learned about nutrition in general, the more passionate I became about it. And now it's my career, it's my passion, and I love it. So this is what my office used to look like. And I love those kids. I love that we're partnered with Make-A-Wish, but I also wasn't aligned with the politics in the hospital. How many of us can relate to politics in the workplace, right? I also didn't like how I was charting more than I was taking care of patients. That's my story. So many people are in a cubicle, doing manual labor. I know here in the United States and a lot of the other countries, daycare. I mean, people are working essentially to just afford to put their kids in daycare and then only pocket $100 to $200. That's a very realistic thing. So I'm going to share with you how I have been able to turn blessing other people with their help into being a top earner in this company, and really just here to inspire you to ask the question of what if? What if this could be my office? I am a beach bum. I have been working a lot since I've been in Australia and Indonesia, but I can tell you where I'm working is often at the beach. So 3 terms that can change your life that changed mine. It's called leverage, geometric progression, and quantum leaps. I want to ask you a question. Would you rather $1 million today or a penny that will double but only double for 30 days? So that's the question. Now, 82% of women in the United States who do earn 6 figures or more did it through direct sales. Network marketing, it's a global booming industry. It has a bad rap, and I'm going to touch on that too, but it is a great way to move a product or service. Look at its industry. Look at what the NFL pulled in. It's more than these combined right here, than these top 3 combined: video gaming, music, and NFL. It's bigger than the movie industry. We're also part of the organic product. So if you really think about this industry and opportunity, it's massive. Now, sales is the world's highest paid profession. But if you are like me, you suck at sales. If you're like Wendy Jarvis, you suck at sales. Cindy Murphy, you suck at sales. Maybe you don't know a whole lot of people. You don't like talking to strangers. You have a fear of public speaking. That was my biggest fear. Maybe we don't want to bother friends and family. You're on a computer. You have one. You have no idea how to use it. You're on social media, maybe not even, but you don't know how to use it. And you don't like learning new things. But if you're also like me, you don't want to see your life in the next 10 years to be exactly what it is: getting up, going to work, having that mortgage, having that car payment, and really just working to get by and not ahead. And our health really does suffer there too. So when you start to have passive income larger than your expenses, that is true freedom. That is true freedom. Now, this is when I started Isogenics. This was my room. I lived in a tiny little duplex. There was my office. Can you see my organization? It's kind of blown up so you can't see it, but that's what I was producing in, right? So now fast forward, this is what I produce in. So I'm here to tell you that you do not have to know anything about how to do this, and you can learn. And I can learn. Now, I also produce from anywhere in the world. But why did I decide to look at this opportunity? Because that's a really big question that I want you guys to ask yourself. I wanted to retire my husband. I love children. I love sponsoring kids around the world. I love earning more to give more. And again, this is where I like to work. So I like to travel and see the world. The more I travel, the more I realize how naive I am about things. But I do love seeing nature. So that's what inspired me to really embrace this opportunity. So if you're anything like me, when you put something in your body that works, you also talk about it. When you enjoy a movie, what do? You talk about it. A restaurant, you talk about it. You recommend it. This is no different than that. Word of mouth is the best form of advertisement, and we spend $0 in a form of advertising. We are really blessing people because there is a problem in this world, and it's called we live in a very toxic world. I encourage everyone to educate yourself, watch some videos like Foodie, Food Matters, Knives Over Forks, What the Fork Are You Eating, King Corn, all of that. Our food is very toxic. So you can learn more about the products tomorrow, this same link at 9 p.m., which actually it'll be canceled because it's New Year's. But generally every Thursday we do have that. So what is residual? So if you think about, you would have to have $10 million in the bank at a 1% interest to have $10,000 a month residually coming into you. So how long would it take me to accumulate $10 million in the bank? Certainly longer than 3 years. And in 3 years, I've been able to exceed $10,000 a month in residual income. Okay. So if you think about it, would you be willing to say, what if, and learn something if you could start earning the equivalent of $10 million in bank at being paid a 1% interest? And my bank is not paying me 1% interest on my money. That's that's a hopeful situation in 2 to 5 years. This is not a get in and get rich quick. This is opportunity. Also, if you think about wealth, I like to think of it in terms of time. So if your monthly expenses were $5,000 and you had $20,000 in savings, how long would your wealth last you? Right? Approximately 4 months, right? That's it. So you would have to change your current level of lifestyle. That's also what I think about when people retire. And, pensions are really a thing of the past, especially in corporate with people I'm talking to. So, it's really all about the savings. So the term pyramid scheme, has anybody ever thought network marketing and thought pyramid scheme? I know I certainly did when I started, but I want to share this picture with you. So I was a nurse, and to me, I was in a corporate pyramid structure, meaning no matter how hard I worked down here as a nurse, I could have never got to the earning of this CEO at the hospital because you're paid based on a title, not based on service and production. Now, I out earn a majority of people above me. My friend Jennifer does also. So why is that? Well, we in a network marketing structure, the pay plan structure, you can out earn anybody. Everybody has the ability to be their own CEO. So for me, it's the most fair business model. But if anybody looks at their company's organization, at their job, I promise you it is in the shape of a triangle with a few people at the top, majority at the bottom, and the majority of the people at the top making the money, but without giving every single person the same opportunity to ever advance to that, because there's only 1 to 2 people in those positions up there. Right? So I love this industry. And I also have people say, well, that's a long time to accumulate wealth. It takes a long time. I'm like, are you kidding me? No, it doesn't take a long time. What takes a long time is to live 40 years broke. That's what doing a long time is, right? So it again, it's opportunity. We also don't just focus on the money, especially in our team. We like to focus on the full circle of wellness. I believe finance is just one aspect. We really focus on the full circle. So I'm so humbled and honored to have this team because we focus on every area of your life getting better. I'm going to talk in this presentation about the weekly pay. So the weekly pay is what excites me, the 6%, because that's the residual. We have a lot of other bonuses up front, getting your products paid for, but it's really the 6% of the long-term vision that I like to paint for people. So here's that question again, right? And because I'm going to show you something here. Now, these are screenshots of my earnings. A disclaimer, this is not saying that you're going to get in. These are going to be your earnings. I've definitely worked my butt off, but you can go to isagenixearnings.com. And again, this is based on your effort and the amount of time you put in and everything like that. But these are mine. So my first month I made 0, goose egg. And then my next month, a couple people saw my results and they started, right? So you can see though how it started to elevate. Now here is after I went to an event. This is where my income went to after I got to a trading event. I read a book called The 4-Year Career, and I went to an event and I said, okay, I'm going to do this. But I want you to take a look here in August of 2013 to over to August of 2014. Now as a nurse, I was earning about $3,000 a month. So $1,500 every 2 weeks if I did overtime. Now, in that I couldn't do this jump because there wasn't an ability to have geometric progression and quantum leaps in my income. It was arithmetic. And so I want you to just remember that for when I get further on in the presentation, how you can have those quantum leaps and increase your income that much. My highest month to date has been $45,000. A lot of bonuses and stuff like that. And so, but my residual, I look at my residual to be over 20,000. But then, of course, I'm still putting in a lot of effort producing some bonuses and things like that. So this is real opportunity. So I'm speaking to you from a knowing of what's possible when you couple hard work with this team and these products and this company. This is Jennifer. She's who introduced it to me. She is currently was the #1 millionaire in action at our last Top Achievers event. She had 0 weight to lose, but she loved the product, and I'm grateful for her. Now, I shared my vision with you and what I do with my residual income and investments, kids, that kind of stuff, and travel. But what is it for you? Because my story is my story. You have to look at yourself and your family and what you want for yourself, because that's what really in the beginning is the most important in this. And what could that kind of financial freedom do for you and your family? Okay. And and a lot of people cannot even begin to fill in this square because people stop dreaming because they are so stuck in the rat race. And then we're going to get busy surrounding ourselves with people. So currently, I need to update this. We have over 160 millionaires in Isogenics. We're making headlines. You can trust, if you're looking at an opportunity, what does your corporate staff look like? Ours is incredible. The science, the corporate, it keeps getting better. I encourage everyone to do your due diligence, dig into Isogenics. It keeps getting better. Kathy Coover is on a mission to have more 6- and 7-figure earners than any other company. And our vision is to free people from physical and financial pain around the world and be the largest health and wellness company. So here's just some basic statistics so you can learn kind of where Isogenics is in network marketing. So there's about 1,000 companies that are started every single year in network marketing. 90% of those companies fail. Think about big business. I guarantee about 90% of restaurants, you don't see it. But if you're like a restaurant owner or you're on the inside, about 90% of restaurants are always for sale and a special thing. So this is the law of the numbers when you talk about business. So 80 companies have hit 100 million in the history of network marketing. 50 have hit 300 million. 5 have hit 300 million and kept growing domestically in their domestic market. Now, there's one health and wellness company that hit 500 million annually and still grew in their domestic market, and that is Isogenics. About 83% of people just use the products. This is often lower in network marketing, meaning if people were not using the products, they would not be doing the business. About 17% take advantage of the opportunity. And more so, I think about 5% take advantage of it to the level that I have, and a lot of the people in our team are doing it. And a lot of people just take advantage to get their products paid for. So we are sprinting towards $1 billion. And as an entrepreneur looking at opportunity, what is your market? If you think about the numbers of dollars spent in the U.S. alone, I mean, that is a massive spending. How many people go on diets every year? And this is not a diet. This is lifestyle. This is not a weight loss program, but we do have great weight loss systems. And then think about people having results like this. What do you think happens for them? People are going to ask them what they're doing. It's free advertisement. It is what it is. People want to know what they're doing. So it's great free advertisement right there. And these are all people on our team. Everything we do is backed by science. We have a site called isogenicshealth.net. We had 2.3 times more visceral fat loss with Isogenics than the Heart Healthy diet. So that's massive. And almost 50% more overall weight loss with Isogenics than the Heart Healthy diet. The doctor recommended just eat well and work out, right? We've also done studies where people are maintaining longer. So really remarkable. Pregnant and breastfeeding, we have great programs for those who are pregnant or breastfeeding. So that's also a huge market. Then you think about the supplement industry. Think about all the things, the vitamins, supplements, the health stores, all of that. It is a booming industry. As an entrepreneur, do I want to have my hand in that? Absolutely, I do. Athletes, Lori Harder, Angelique Nori, Oxygen Cover Magazine models, they don't need to be dieting. This is not a diet program. Look at the difference in somebody on 30 days. See how puffy it is? Cellular cleansing is a gift for athletes. And once an athlete puts isogenics in their body, there's no turning back. And then you think about the healthy aging trends, booming billions of dollar industry. We have something called Product B. This is a presentation in itself. If you're building this business, please ask me where to get the presentation on Product B because you deserve to learn more about it and healthy aging. The baby boomers, you guys, how many people are turning 65 every single day? And our baby boomers are spending, one out of every $2 on their health. So tons of people that are already healthy. So that's your market for your product. Now, because that product works so well, there's another product. It's called wealth creation. Now, think about how many people in your world are stressed because of money. How many people are stressed because of money? A lot. So if you think about, too, how people are working harder to get ahead or they're picking up a second job, but they're still not getting ahead, we deserve to bless them. This is Wendy Jarvis. I met her randomly on Facebook. We become best friends. She's a top leader in our team. And, if you think about, this was after I think about a year and a half of her building, I believe, like actually building, not being a product user, where she was able to get to her first 5-figure month. And she released 50 pounds. And, when that happened, she got very compelled to share this. Now, she sucks at sales too. She'll tell you, didn't know anything about network marketing, but now she's home with her baby, her special needs child, instead of him going to daycare. So we are solving people's problems, and these are the top 4 resolutions every single year. So right now, it is about to be New Year's, and everybody is praying for these things to happen, and we have their answers. And I say, let's go out there and be somebody's angel and help them solve the problems that they have. And we're going to do it with the Company of the Year from the Stevie Awards. We are in the business of the 21st century where, everybody else is looking for work. We are building networks, and we are in a social media age, and you are on a team who is diligent about training you on social media. You guys, do the trainings on what we have with social media. We are using it to build 90% of our business behind social media. I can tell you here in Australia, all I've been doing is connecting with people, but then what? Using my social media to do it. We're in 14 countries right now. Need to update this. So I just opened up, my business just opened up in Vietnam the other day while I'm sitting over here in Australia. I was just over in Indonesia. It is a global opportunity, and you do not have to do the travel that I do. I enjoy traveling. I don't have children. So you can do it all behind your computer. Now, this is the 6% that I'm going to talk to you about. Now, this is our entire compensation plan right here. You have a left side and a right side. It's called you +2, them +2. That is all. Now, this is going to duplicate over and over again, but it does not get more complicated than this, right? But we're just duplicating it. So right here, it's just, we've done it 4 times now, right? You +2, them +2. But your people are doing it too. Okay, so my question to you is, over time, can you find 2 people on your left and 2 people on your right who get this, who understand this business model? I'm not talking about your product users. I'm talking about people who are looking for opportunity for more in their life, and these are the numbers behind that. So you know how I showed you my earnings and how I went from about $3,000 to $16,000 a year later in the same month? Was able to do that kind of jump in 1 year, give myself an over $10,000 raise. I got a $1.50 raise my entire 4 years as a nurse. All right. So I was in arithmetic progression, and that's hoping that you get raises. Now, when you're in a form of a geometric progression growth, which is what this compensation plan is, this is what is happening because you're using leverage. Your overhead to do this business is your food. Are you spending $150 a month before tax and shipping, so realistically about $175, on food? Yes, we are. Can we take that amount and reallocate it to better food, right? That we're already spending the money, and allow that to be our overhead, and I write mine off on taxes. So that is your business overhead. So this is what happens. So you enroll 4 people. Now those 4 do not stop because they get it. Everybody's talking about how good they're sleeping on Isogenics. I can't sleep. I know my other builders can't sleep. We're up at every hour of the night because we understand this comp plan and we are building a wall of financial freedom for our families. So they do not stop. So 16 will be the number. Now that 16 becomes 64. Why? Because each 16 people now enroll 4. Woo, do you see this? 64 then went to 256. You just had your first kind of quantum leap, what I call right there. Your first quantum leap happened because of geometric progression, because it's a multiplying factor. So now that is 340 people in your organization just from 4. And again, I'm talking about business builders. I'm not talking about your product users. So these numbers are just for if that was all that was happening, which 83% of people are using the product. So just factor that in too. Now 100 BV is about that $150. So that would be $51,000 of products moving through your organization. Now, 6% of that volume is a little over $2,000 a month in residual income. And again, residual income is the money that's coming in because of what you've done in the beginning. So when other people are placing out their $150 auto ship order just to be active as their overhead, that is what is $2,000 a month residually that you're pulling off of. And they're consuming incredible products for their health. Now, take it to, let's say that took you 3 years to do. And again, this is just an example. But now do you see this quantum leap that you've had here? 256 to 1,024. That's massive. So now you have over $2,000 of products moving through your organization. 6% of that would be $8,000 a month in residual income. I could have gone back and gotten my doctorate in nursing, and I would not have been at $8,000 a month in residual income probably, right? So take it to year 5, let's say. Now that's another massive quantum leap. So, at those numbers right there at 5,460 people ordering just for their overhead of product to do this business would be $32,000 a month in residual income. Again, nobody's tree or back office or organization is going to look like this because you have so many product users coming in. But that's the numbers from just a few people who catch the vision. Geometric progression is the 8th wonder of the world. I wasn't good in math in life in school, but I tell you what, once I understood geometric progression, I truly believe the only people that do not build this business are the ones who do not understand it, because I can't possibly fathom understanding it and not building it, because it would have taken me so long to accumulate $10 million in the bank when I've been able to earn that. So now let's look at something called these quadrants. So Rich Dad Poor Dad says that there's a couple people in this world. You have employee and small business owners, then you have big business owners and investors. 95% of the population is broke. They live paycheck to paycheck almost, right? Or they don't have a good savings, or they're struggling. They're an employee or a small business owner. Now, 5% of the world controls majority of the wealth. Why is that? Because they play over in big business and investment. So this network marketing is a form of big business. And if you think about a small business owner, that business can often end up owning you because you have to be your best employee, but it can turn into a big business with a lot of work, capital, etc. So let's talk about leverage, which is what makes big business big business. So you take about one person working 8 hours a day for 5 days a week at 40 hours at $10. That would be $400 that they would earn. Now, this is a key concept. 10 people at just 1.5 hours for 5 days a week, that's already at 75 hours of production time capable. So you're talking about 10 people just doing 1.5 hours. What's your amount of production that you've already exceeded? 20 people at 1.5 hours for 5 days a week is 150 hours. This is a very key thing to understand. You working off your sole efforts 5 days a week, 24 hours a day at 120 hours would be it. That is the max amount of production that could be done. You working 24/7, 5 days a week. 20 people just doing 1.5 hours for 5 days a week already exceeded in what you could do. This is a leverage business. And also what I love is when you're introduced to this business, you also benefit off the people, the person that introduced you. you can benefit off the person that introduces you and leverage them and what they're doing once, from your account. So I love that you also get the benefit off of the person that introduces you. So we've seen how I've been able to do it. You saw my numbers, but you have to ask yourself what your number is and what happens if I do nothing. Because oftentimes people don't think they have time to do this, but I'm here to tell you, if you don't have time to do it, or you struggle, or cost is an issue for things, you don't have the time not to do it, truly. And there's what's called pockets of the day where you build this business, because do we want to have this as our life and be a part of the rat race like 97% of America? Absolutely not. So back to the question, a penny, or is it something that doubles for 30 days? So here you have that penny. And if you look at it on day 15, you kind of feel like a moron if you took the penny doubling, because at $163, it's like, that's not that great. But what happens is over here, that little lonely penny doubling itself came to over $5 million. Now, this is like, I like to look at it with the residual. Again, there's a lot of upfront money to be made in isogenics, but the residual does take time. And I think people have a bad taste in their mouth about network marketing because they think that they should be earning. They see people earning all this money, and if they're not earning it in their first year, then it doesn't work. Well, no, it takes time. It's taken me time. And, and then two, how much time did I invest in this my first year compared to somebody else? So that's all relative. The amount of time, though, that you put in the beginning, you see a small amount of that 6%. But again, tons of upfront bonuses. But as you go on, the time and the money become even. And it's a lot more money than I ever had in the corporate world. But oh my gosh, and as you go, I had a friend who took a year off when she had a baby, and she doubled her business because she had a few leaders underneath her, and that's called leverage. Okay, so you think of that is not happening in a pension plan. So I like to paint this picture for people that don't stress about the 6% not growing as fast as we all want it to, because we all want it overnight, right? But just know that the time that you're putting in the beginning, there are a lot of things that you do that you don't see the money for. But then as time goes on, there are a lot of things you see the money for that you do not do. I personally just had my largest day ever, where I earned $2,000 in one day sitting on the beach, Monday Eastern Standard Time. That was this past week, and I'm over here in Australia, and I was on the beach. Talk about something incredible, okay? Because why? I am participating in geometric progression. I got out of this thing that I believe is the true pyramid structure, if you want to talk about it in terms of the negative condensation. So I am in the true freedom pay plan, where when I was paid on salary, I feel like that is what is holds you down. So this is also a form of direct sales, but I believe it's better than direct sales, because in direct sales, it says, look, I'm going to let you buy as many things as you want from me and then turn around and upsell it. Okay, so that to me is still an employee mentality, because you're trading time for dollars. Now, in network marketing, it is you purchase one vending machine, and then you can place as many as you want in any of the 14 countries that we're in. And then all you're responsible for doing is helping other people learn how to place vending machines. So your initial box would be your vending machine, okay? And then anything that ever moves through these vending machines that you're help people placing, anything that moves, you're earning 6%. So, in the company Isogenics, they do everything. They stock it, they ship it, they handle any returns, any problems, the paperwork, they take the money, they give the money. They're doing all of that. They're doing all of that. So how does it work? First, is it affordable? Your health is an investment, not an expense. I would think about what I was spending on junk food. The money is being spent. People are spending the money. Just where are they spending it? So, this is an average low-end spending for someone. If you look at this, that's about, 12 meals for a total of $221. People just doing this average right here of only lunch once a week at $15, a daily soda, energy drinks twice a week, Starbucks 3 times a week, fast food twice a week. That is, people are spending way more than that. So this is affordable. Now, this is our big family pack. This is $40 a day after tax and shipping for a state with taxes. And this is a huge pack. Most people don't start with this one, but it is 100% tax deductible. Looking back on it, I wish I had started with it. But, if this one is too costly for you, then we do have other options. But this is our business family pack. It has basically almost every single product Isagenix has to try. Now, this is our most popular. It's called the President's. This is a $21.50 a day breakdown. It wholesales for $5.59 before tax and shipping. I never do retail, but that is, people can. I never do it. It's a bad deal for everyone. But $21.50 a day for, you're going to replace about 80 meals. And then this is our basic where you do, it's about $12.60 a day breakdown. If you do it with the chocolates, $11.25 without. You do pay the $29 wholesale membership, which is waived in the other ones. And that's to purchase for a year at discount. Those are your initial vending machines. And then those are the chocolates that I recommend getting. You just purchase what you want. You just, whatever it is that you like, you purchase that at $150 a month for your overhead, which is your food, and that allows you to do this business. And realistically, most people are spending more than that because they love the product. And I believe that's the first step, is loving the product, getting a story, and we tell our story. Your story will evolve. And please, if you're doing this, don't start posting all kinds of stuff on Facebook or just talking to everybody. Get with your sponsor, get with your mentor. You're in my team, reach out to me and I will help guide you on the best way to go about doing it. I made a lot of mistakes and I like to prevent people from doing that. So we do tell our story to these people though. There's a brilliant way to share it. So let us help you. Entrepreneurial, health-minded, and fun. And we ask people questions. And then we just educate people on our 4 solutions. Use the tools that we have. Do Ice the Body Challenge. Get your product story. We got a lot of bonuses up front. And just use our tools. Get trained on the tools. Know your tools. 3-way calls, webinars, websites. And you guys, as I became more of this person, as I started to read more books, I turned off my TV and I picked up books. OMG. I had millionaires tell me to turn off the TV if I wanted to make millions of dollars and pick up books. Well, they've created millionaires in their team. I listened to them, right? And as I became more entrepreneurial, as I became more health-minded, started to learn more about nutrition, as I learned to have fun in what I'm doing, I have attracted those people into the business. So, if you can spend a few $100 to get started, fail 90% of the time and eat your overhead and become wealthy, is that a good opportunity? I think so. This is Jimmy Smith, our #1 earner. So I don't leave my future up to chance. I'm creating it. We have so many tools for you, Facebook groups. Isagenix has your back office where you can manage everything, manage your team. You're never locked into any type of order or anything. We're 30 days money back guarantee. If somebody put the products in their body and they did not love it, they did not feel like they could promote this product, they did not love it for their health, they can return everything and get 100% money back on the product. Shipping is not returned. 100% money back on the product though. So I ask you, is it worth, what if what I shared was true? What if? So a year from now, it will be 2017. How is our life going to look? So we could start today. It's never a perfect time to start something new, just like it's never a perfect time to have a baby. It's never a perfect time to get married. It's never a perfect time to do anything. The perfect time is always right now, because what we do today will create our future and allow us to create more ideal times to live the life by design. I want to thank you all for this presentation and your time for watching. And please just get back to whoever invited you to view this presentation so that you can start transforming your life as well. Thank you so much, and Happy New Year to everyone.